Hello, friends, family, world. Luke here with episode 20 of our Eurotrip 2019 travel series. If you aren't caught up, be sure to click the small I button at the top right of your screen, click on the Eurotrip 2019 playlist, and then go to episode 1 to start from the beginning. Alright, let's get right into it with some of the first ports of our Baltic cruise: Warnemünde, Germany, and Tallinn, Estonia. The first stop on our Baltic cruise was to Warnemunde, Germany. When we arrived, we put our Eurail pass to good use, as this was the last date that we could use it in our 2-month continuous pass that we had purchased. We boarded a train to the town of Rostock, which is only about 20 minutes away from Warnemünde by train. We enjoyed the morning, ambling around the historic streets, taking in the beautiful architecture, as well as, funnily enough, running into some new friends that we had made on the cruise who were on an organized tour. After this, we headed back on the train and headed southeast to the town of Schwerin. It's probably safe to say that this town's primary attraction is the beautiful Schwerin Castle. The nicest part for us was probably walking around the beautiful gardens that surround this lovely castle. Continuing our little train tour of northern Germany, we headed to the town of Wismar, which is located directly north of Schwerin. This city is known for its well-preserved medieval architecture, and we found the old town to be a highlight. Near the end of our day, we did our final train trip of the day back to Warnemunde, Germany. We saved this for last because this town, we didn't find there were as many cultural attractions to enjoy, but rather seaside shops and restaurants, and was kind of a nice way to round off the day, just walking to the lighthouse and back before boarding our ship. The next day was a sea day, which we used to enjoy just relaxing, enjoying the sun, talking to some of the new friends that we had made on the ship, and getting a nice night's sleep before heading to our next port of call, which was Tallinn, Estonia. From the cruise port, we walked to Kadriorg Park, where we also headed over to Kadriorg Palace. Here you can find a nice museum and garden. And then from there, we headed to the old town of Tallinn, which I would say is definitely the highlight of the city and one not to be missed. Another thing that we would say should not be missed is we definitely recommend considering doing a walking tour. We had booked a free walking tour that started at the Tourist Information Center in the old town of Tallinn, and which was about 2 hours long. With this, we were able to visit a lot of the main attractions of the city of Tallinn, but even more than that, what we enjoyed the most was the opportunity to learn so much about the history and culture of Estonia that we had not known prior, and really it's best to learn these things from a local who was born and raised in this area. To be honest, we really didn't know what to expect from Tallinn or Estonia, but we found that we actually really enjoyed learning about the culture and the people. After years of being ruled by other countries, only establishing independence in 1991 after the fall of the USSR, we do find that the Estonians have kind of a unique perspective on life and a bit of a dry sense of humor that I quite enjoyed. For language nerds like me, you may also be interested to know that Estonian is a bit of an interesting language in that it's not really all that related to most of its neighbors of Slavic and Germanic origins, but is rather part of a language family called the Finno-Ugric family, with its only major relatives being Finnish and, of all places, Hungarian, randomly enough. So all in all, if you have the time, definitely consider doing a walking tour if you have the opportunity, because I do feel that it gives you a bit of context rather than just walking around on your own. Some of the major stops that we visited were the Alexander Nevsky Cathedral, as well as the Dompeia Castle. There's also a lovely overlook that gives you great panoramic views of the surrounding area. Alright guys, that is it for our first portion of our Baltic cruise with Northern Germany and Tallinn, Estonia. For those interested, be sure to check out our blog at lukeandtyler.com, where we provide much more detail and photography of our trips. I'll post the link to the specific blog post for this topic down in the description box below. Stay tuned for our next video where we take you through our first day in St. Petersburg, Russia, which I would definitely say was one of the highlights of our entire Euro trip. So please do not miss it. See you next week. Bye.